Hey friends, it's Robert here with your weekly Angelscopes. And can you believe that we are already in March? That means that January has already finished, that means that February has come and gone, and now we are in the third month of 2025. Now when that happens, you might feel like the year is just rushing by. You might be feeling like you're falling behind, or maybe you haven't achieved as many things as other people and your friends have achieved so far. But I want you to remember, the only thing that you need to do is to do the best that you can do. Remember that your goals, your dreams may be very different than those other people. And so there's never any point in comparing yourself to others or competing with somebody else, because you are running your own race. Don't worry what other people are doing. Don't worry about the success that it may appear that they are having, because you are on your own journey. And so rather than feeling like the year is rushing by and you haven't achieved those things that you want to achieve, remind yourself that there's still 10 months of 2025 to go. There is plenty of time for you to achieve those goals and dreams that you want to. So rather than getting stressed or anxious about already being in March, let's focus within. Let's listen to our intuition, to our guidance. Pay attention to what your angels are calling you to do. The things you need to say yes to, and the things you need to say no to. Allowing yourself to be more selective around your time, because time is precious. And so focus on the things that matter most to you. Do the best that you can do, and don't worry what everyone else is doing. So let's dive in and see what the angels have to say for all of us this week. Aries, your guidance this week is patience. So things are happening and things are progressing, but this week they're probably not going to happen as quickly as you would like them to. Trust that things are in motion and that your prayers have been heard, but allow the universe a little bit of extra time to make those things happen. This week it might feel like things are a bit slower than you would like them to, and the universe just says to you, take a breath, allow yourself to have some patience, and trust that things are unfolding, but they might not be unfolding as quickly as you would like. Taurus, your message this week is to smile. The angels say that the hard part is behind you. You've already dealt with the biggest hurdle and the biggest challenge in this situation. And so this week, it's about letting go of that feeling of stress and overwhelm, and instead choosing to focus back on joy. Allowing yourself to smile, to feel more positive, more uplifted, and just have fun this week. Take a sigh of relief as you recognize that that challenging moment is done, it's over, and now you can start to just relax and enjoy things now. Gemini, you got the You Are Healed card. This tells you that the healing that you've prayed for is on its way. Your angels are aware of the situation and they are doing things right now that you may not even notice to help heal this situation and to help you overcome any challenges or obstacles that you might be facing. Allow your angels in and allow them to clear the road in front of you, to make that path moving forward easier and more peaceful. If we try to micromanage everything or constantly get in the way, then we stop that miracle from unfolding. So instead, allow the angels to heal this situation, clear away the obstacles, and that true path will reveal itself. Cancer, your guidance this week is first step. Now what this means is that the situation you're a part of has more steps involved than you might initially realize. So rather than seeing this as a giant mountain that you've got to overcome, I want you to instead think of it as tiny little steps that will lead you to the same goal. So look at this situation, but look at what it is that you can do right now. What is that first tiny, simple step that you can do to get closer to achieving that goal, to overcoming that obstacle, to whatever it is. But focus on that tiny little first step and do that thing first. Then the next tiny little easy to achieve step, and just one by one, step by step, you'll climb that mountain and you'll do what you need to do. Leo, this week you got the New Beginnings card. So this means you're in the perfect opportunity for a fresh start and a new way of doing things. Often this card comes up when you've gone through some real challenges and difficult moments. So perhaps you've just gone through something very painful or hurtful, or something that really made you feel like it was about to break you. But this is your sign that the hard part is over and that now it is a fresh new beginning. It's like a phoenix rising from the ashes, and this week you're going to see evidence of that as you start to see that fresh new energy start to come in, and wonderful new opportunities will greet you. Virgo, this week the angels are asking you to uplift your thoughts. Now, it's easy for us to slip into that negative thinking, that depressive thinking. Maybe you're judging yourself a bit too heavily right now, and you start to say things to yourself like, I should be doing this, or why haven't I done that, or, I wish I could do this thing. And it's the should and the would and the, blaming and shaming of yourself. But this week the angels ask you to shift that thinking and focus more positively. Look at the things that you have achieved. Even if they're tiny and small, pay attention to them. Notice the successes, notice the wins that you are having, and allow that energy to magnify and propel you throughout this week. So here's the deal. This week, we're not going to shame ourselves, we're not going to blame ourselves, we're not going to feel guilty or any of that. Instead, I want you to be proud of yourself. Be proud that you keep going, that you keep trying. Be proud of those things that you have achieved and start paying closer attention to them. And you'll find that this week, that energy really starts to shift as you pay attention to the positives. Libra, this week your guidance is to raise your vibration. So when this card comes up, I often think of it like a radio station or a TV station. Now, we have to cast our minds back, so any really young people will have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you remember when you used to have the dial on the radio, and you had to finely tune it to get it right on that spot so that the radio was crystal clear. If you were a little bit off, you could still hear the radio, but it was all fuzzy and muffled and crackly and didn't sound quite right. So when this card comes up, that's what it means for me. It means that you might be getting some guidance coming through, or you're trying to tune into your angels, but it's a bit fuzzy. There's a bit of static on the line. And so what you need to do is just to readjust that dial, refocus that energy, and allow that guidance to come through. So this week the angels ask you to pay attention to those whispers and those messages that you receive. And if they sound a little bit fuzzy or a bit confusing and you're not quite sure, then take a moment to breathe, to meditate, to connect with nature, to hold a crystal, to do something that's going to raise your vibration, and then ask for that message and that guidance to come through again, and notice the clarity that it brings. And so this week I feel you'll get some beautiful messages coming through as we fine-tune that intuition and allow your angels to speak more clearly. Scorpio, the card I was drawn to for you this week is balanced friendships. And so this means that it's important to have that balance in friendships and relationships where it's both giving and receiving. That second part, receiving, that may be the part that you have a little bit of an issue with. It's fun to give, it's fun to help, it's fun to be the person that's there taking care of everyone else, But maybe you need a moment where you have that, where people give to you, where you receive their help, their support, their healing, their love, whatever it is. Allow yourself to receive just as much as you are giving. So notice this week the people in your life who are taking a little bit more than they're giving back to you. And what I want you to do is pray to your angels that that situation balances. It starts to shift and change the energy. As you do this, you'll start to find that you receive in other ways, maybe not directly from that person, but in another way that energy will balance and you'll receive something positive. So allow yourself to be more aware of the giving and receiving in your relationships this week, and do a little bit of prayer, a little bit of work to balance the scales so that you receive just as much as you give out. Sagittarius, your message this week is new idea. So this means that those thoughts and those ideas that come through for you this week may not just be a fun idea, it might actually be divine guidance. So notice how you feel when that idea pops into your mind. Notice what happens. Do you feel more excited than you should? Do you feel more joy than you normally would? Do you feel that warmth of love coming through just from that idea? And if you do, I want you to explore that idea more thoroughly. Don't just toss it aside or say, that was a nice thought. Instead, give it a bit of time and energy to see what it could grow and blossom into. These may be your way of connecting into the angels to receive the answers to your prayers. Sometimes it makes perfect sense, and other times you think, this has got nothing to do with my current situation, but your angels know what they're doing. So let your body guide you. If that idea is meant to turn into something else, if it's meant to help you in a greater way, you'll feel it. And so then ask your angels for help in achieving that idea and bringing in any extra people that you might need to make that a reality. So this week, pay attention to those thoughts and those ideas and allow them to blossom. Capricorn, your message from the angels this week is to stand by your commitment. So maybe you've been working on a project, or you've been trying to do something, and you're getting to that point where you're starting to feel like, is this working? Is this what I wanted it to be? Or is it maybe just sort of fizzling out and it's time to give up? Your angels are giving you the sign right now to say, please keep going with that idea and commit to that thing that you want to create. Whatever path it is that you're following right now, your angels are saying to keep giving that energy and time, because right around the corner is when that miracle occurs. We don't want to give up just before the magic happens. I don't know if you are familiar with that little meme or that little picture that sometimes circulates around social media, and it's like someone's digging, looking for buried treasure, and they get this far away from finding the treasure and they give up and they go, there mustn't be anything here. And so don't be that person who gives up right before the miracle occurs. Keep going, keep giving it a little more energy this week, and ask your angels for some signs to give you that confirmation that you are doing the right thing. Ask them to give you a sign to say, hey, this is the right path, that this is unfolding in the way that it's meant to, and you're on the right track. Aquarius, this week your card is Wise Soul. Now this means that your soul carries an ancient wisdom within it that has the power to help and heal those around you. But the thing is, when this card comes up, it often means that you can see a way of helping people, or a path that's, easier, or a least resistance option. But the people who you see that happening to have no idea about this other option. But you see it and you go, it's so clear, it's so obvious, this is what they should do. And because it seems so obvious to you, you don't tell them. But what I encourage you to do this week is share that wisdom. So whether it's through helping a dear friend or a loved one by giving them an idea or another option to try something, all you have to do is just say that with love and allow them to then decide if they want to do that or if they ignore that. It's completely their choice. But trust the wisdom and the knowledge that is within you. You have this knowledge inside that can be of tremendous help and support to others. And if you share that wisdom, everybody benefits. Not only do they benefit, but you benefit as well. So this week you may find that opportunity to help other people by giving them advice that you feel is so obvious and so clear, but they don't see it the way you do. So please make sure you say that to them and let them know that there's another option they could choose, and send them that guidance and that healing so that everyone around you can be benefited and uplifted by the wisdom that you hold. Pisces, your message this week is to balance work, rest, and play. So of course, if you play all day, well, that's super fun. You don't get those other responsibilities done. So we need to make sure there's an even balance of working, playing, resting, okay? And allowing yourself to have a balance on all of those areas. Not just working all the time, not just resting all the time, but just making sure that there's a balance. This week is your opportunity to take a look at your own schedule and your life and see if there's one area that's pulling your energy a bit more than the others. Now also you had a jumping card this week, which is reach for the stars. So this is your reminder not to take second best as an option. Only the very best will do. Don't put down your dreams, don't put down your expectations. Instead, choose the very best, the highest quality dream, goal, manifestation that you can possibly have. Make sure that you allow yourself that option to just dream and manifest the perfect life for you. Don't allow other people to squash that idea. Instead, keep your focus on the very best and brightest future that you can. And there are our angel scopes for the week ahead. So I hope that these messages resonate with you, and remember, there is still so much time left in this year. Don't get caught up or worried that you're falling behind or that you haven't done enough. You are not competing with anybody else, okay? You are doing your own journey, which you will do in your own time. So give yourself a little bit of a break, give yourself some extra love, and enjoy the energy and the blessings that this week will bring. I'm sending you so much love, so much gratitude. Please do let me know how these messages resonate in the comments, and I can't wait to connect with you again soon. I'm sending you so many angel blessings, and I'll talk to you next time.